Ryan, we're out here at the U.S. Open. It's a pretty special day because you're out here especially to help teach kids about multi-sport. Tell me how important it is.
Well, as a young kid, you want to try and experience as much as you can and kind of figure out what you want to do and what your dream becomes. And growing up, I played football, baseball, and hockey, and fortunate enough to maybe be a little bit better at hockey as I grew up. But by no means at a young age was I set in doing that and playing that full time and full year. So playing multiple sports allowed me to meet a lot of new friends and experience a lot of new things.
Obviously we know your prowess is in hockey, as you mentioned. Do you think the participation in other sports may have helped with, say, eye-hand coordination and stuff like that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's incredible. You could think, football is pretty physical, and obviously hockey has a little bit of physicalness to it, and then baseball is a smart, intelligent side, and hand-eye coordination with, same with the stick and puck on the ice. So each one kind of, has benefits to one another. Baseball is a lot of running, football running, hockey's explosive skating, and you need that strength and power there too. So there's many things that go hand in hand and help you in all three sports or whatever sport you may be playing.
I like what you mentioned before. You sort of touched on the social aspect as well, which I think is really important in this day and age, especially with kids on computers and, whether it's their Blackberries or iPhones. It's important to get out there and be social, and it's really important to emphasize it now.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a young kid, you want to have multiple groups of friends, and that was the best part about having a different season comes a different sport and hanging out with different kids, and it's important for young children and girls and boys to experience things outside of just the technology and the TV that are so emphasized nowadays. It's the meeting and hanging out with new people that you'll remember in the long run.
And last but not least, talk about being out here at the U.S. Open, being able to deliver a message like this, which, basically is the largest tennis tournament in the world.
Yeah, it is important. It's an honor, and I think it's something that should be raised a little bit more and given some more awareness about, because, like you said, the emphasis is so much on staying in one sport as early as you can and getting locked in, and that can do a lot of damage, not only to the athlete and the sports side of things, but more to the mental side of being burnt out, getting sick of something. And I always remember, the changing of the seasons meant it was ready for football or hockey or baseball, and it just kind of recharges you mentally and gets you going and gets you excited again.
Have you been out here before? I think to watch at least?
I have not, actually. No, I've never really gotten out as early for training camp out here, so this is my first time on the grounds, and I'll be checking out some of the matches here as the week progresses.
I was about to ask you, and this is the last question, I promise. What do you think of the facility when you got on premise?
It's incredible. I mean, I've seen it flying in multiple times, but you can see how exciting it is as a fan to come here and see the big stadiums and the facilities, and you can be up close at the practice range watching people work on their game, but then obviously on the big stage in the stadium is quite a scene.